Good evening and welcome to the March 13th edition of News 22. I'm Haley Wolverton.
And I'm Erin Fitzsimons.
After a building explosion in an East Harlem neighborhood of Manhattan yesterday, 2 people are dead, 16 are injured, and many are still missing. Sources say the explosion happened around 9:40 a.m. around 116th Street and Park Avenue. Calls were reported around 9:13 a.m. saying that the area smelled like natural gas. The cause of the explosion and the collapse of other buildings is still unknown, but the case is being treated as a gas explosion, not a terrorist attack.
Connecticut has 2 confirmed cases of measles in Fairfield County, according to a spokesperson for the State Department of Public Health. Department spokesperson Bill Jarish said one patient is an adult and the other is an infant. The cases are not related and their origins are unknown. The incubation period for measles is 14 days on average. Measles cases are considered contagious from 4 days before the rash develops until 4 days after the rash goes away. Symptoms of measles include a developing rash all over the body as well as a fever, cough, and runny nose, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Children are highly susceptible to receiving the disease as well.
Have you ever heard of the so-called knockout game? Well, if you have, Connecticut lawmakers are now considering a bill that would increase criminal penalties for these kinds of sucker punch attacks. The General Assembly's Public Safety Committee would make the knockout game assault a Class D felony. It is the least serious felony, punishable by 1 to 5 years in prison and up to a $5,000 fine. In most recent reported cases of this attack, teenagers have been responsible, and lawmakers want to be able to charge anyone over 16 as an adult. People that induce in such attacks attempt to knock out random victims with a single punch and often place videos of the attacks online.
Students for Life, a high school club at Branford High School, is currently dealing with the school in regards to their First Amendment rights. Apparently, the club wanted to set up a pro-life display at the school and hand out flyers during lunch, but the principal would not allow it, saying that the display was too controversial. President Sam Bailey Loomis says, quote, "Regards of our speech, whether it's pro-life or pro-choice, whatever the viewpoint, we still have our right to dispute. It's our First Amendment right." The issue was taken to the Alliance Defending Freedom group, who sent the school a legal letter. Unfortunately, the school has still not responded.
And we'll be back with this week's editorial after this short break.
So you can't save money? That's easy as pie. Brown bagging lunch instead of going out. $6 save times 5 days a week times 10 years is $21,000. That's a lot of lettuce. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feedthepig.org.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers. This first pitch is fouled to the back.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Today is a special day. Today we gather as a nation and as an international community to recognize the selfless decision of one of the most influential women of our time. She's been recognized by religious figures and politicians around the world. To us, she's just Rachel. But to the rest of the world, she's the woman who, after having one too many drinks, chose not to drive home buzzed. Here today to honor Rachel is the family whose lives she spared.
Welcome back, and now for this week's editorial.
Good evening, Eastern Connecticut. I'm Ashley Wolk with this week's editorial. This last semester of my school career has been one for the books. I'm starting to think of all the lasts that I'm experiencing. My last winter break, my last midterms, my last lacrosse season, my last semester period. I'm actually not so sure about that because while tallying up these final college experiences I'm going through, I got to thinking about what my college career has actually given me. Let me first say that I truly love Eastern. I respect and cherish a lot of people and times that I've spent here, and I'm genuinely thankful to have had the opportunity to even go to college in the first place. Thanks, Mom. But now that I'm at the end of college, I'm struggling to even graduate because of a few unnecessary hurdles I've had to overcome. I'm at the end of my natural 4-year tenure, and I'm somewhat bewildered after taking full course loads every semester that my opportunity to walk across that stage in May is being jeopardized. Now, I have to admit, some of this is my own responsibility, as I had personal situations that directly influenced my ability to properly perform in some classes along the way. But who doesn't have things that challenge them over the course of 4 years? I'm not here to focus on the why of this, but the what. The substance of numerous courses I've been required to take at Eastern as part of general education courses leaves me befuddled about their usefulness in tackling quote-unquote the real world. Didn't I endure 12 years of educational drivel in elementary and secondary school? I mean, Algebra 2 was stupid enough for me as a writer to take in high school, so why did I have to take Math 135, the math of voting, in college? Yeah, I get it. If I wanted to be a pollster, I'd be all over that. But no, discerning the minds of the American voter isn't exactly my life's dream. Because now I sit here with a knot in my stomach, worried about being able to cross the stage with the rest of my class, knowing that I'm going to have to pay for this when my student loans come due well in the future. How is it right, moral, ethical, or justified being forced to pay for classes that are meaningless and irrelevant to my life's aspirations? Everything I heard when being recruited to play lacrosse here talked about the importance of graduating in 4 years. If that's really the case, then why am I having to take history of Europe before 1500 and ecology and the environment when I want to focus on becoming a better writer and developing further skills in the field I want to make a career out of? I wake up every day scared shitless that I'm not going to be able to get out of here on time. It's not just the financial drain of having to remain in housing, paying for classes at the out-of-state tuition rate, which is another matter that's completely screwed up that I won't even get into right now. But taking an extra semester delays everything in my life while simultaneously reaching into my pockets and taking the money I need to start my own life outside of school. I don't mean to bash Eastern, honestly, but here are some things that might have kept me out of this mess in the first place. The truth is, high schools give students all the prep they need to getting into college, but don't prepare you for what to do once you actually get here. And I'm talking time management, self-advocacy, self-discipline, advisement that, in addition to focusing on immediate need for classes in a given semester, also looks at the long haul of graduation every step of the way. People like Dr. Arterbach, the very advisor for this news station, who, without him, I wouldn't have a prayer of graduating with my class. We as college students, young adults, but adults at that, still need some help so we don't come into our senior year realizing that we missed taking courses that we could have and should have taken long ago. Not to sound accusatory or bitter, but if some of the required courses weren't so obtuse, I wouldn't have to be here in the first place. Here's an interesting statistic to throw your way. According to the National Center for Educational Statistics, Eastern's 4-year graduation rate is only 35%. That means only 35% of us graduate in 4 years. And why is that? Is it that we're all stupid, drink too much booze, stay out too late, spend too much time watching movies on Facebook, looking out at the window, petting your dog, petting your neighbor's dog, building snowmen? Honestly, I don't know. But honestly, 35% of a given class graduate on time, what does that say about the system? The first-year student retention rate for full-time students at Eastern is 76%. Basically, that means 1 in 4 of us don't make it past our freshman year. 1 in 4. And then only 35% go on to graduate on time. Something isn't right here. I'm sure it's great for the finances of the university having us stick around. Yeah, Eastern is an awesome place, but why should so many of us have to stay on for an extra semester or 5th year to attain a bachelor's degree? Why does it have to be so challenging to finally complete this milestone I've not only worked 4 years to attain, but also spent my entire school career working towards? All I'm saying is the different parts of a college system have to be reviewed and need to work together to help students achieve their goals. There needs to be a better system of support and perhaps approach to a curriculum that doesn't require students to take classes that don't directly relate to their intended majors in order to accommodate the varying learning needs and abilities of students. People that desire to go deeper into maths and sciences should have the opportunity to go as deep as they want into higher maths, orders, or rigorous science courses. But for the rest of us, experiencing those types of courses is simply irrelevant to the life's work that we desire to pursue. It's holding us back from our dreams and emptying our pockets, and contributing to the student debt loan that is being experienced by my entire generation. Some of the most progressive schools in America, including Ivy League schools, have learning programs that are equitable for students that help cater to the learning needs of the individual. Eastern isn't an Ivy League school, but who's to say we can't learn like one? For TV 22, I'm Ashley Wolk. Have a great night.
Stopping by. You know, I followed your character since the first episode. I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Thank you.
And listen, your storyline, it makes for incredible TV drama. Thing is, your drug use is very adult content. Too adult for the kids. So I'm gonna have to block you.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, have a good one.
You're a nice lady.
Jangan takut.
This song was created with heartbeats of children in need. Find out how it can help frontline health workers bring hope to millions of children at everybeatmatters.org.
That's low. That's low. Look, he's blushing. Seriously.
The Best Buddies Club will be hosting their first annual dance-a-thon on Saturday, April 5th from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. This event will take place in the Student Center Betty Tipton Room, and 100% of the proceeds will go to the Best Buddies Connecticut in support of their 58 chapters across the state, along with new ones they plan on opening. The event will be $10 per person and will include food, prizes, and lots of dancing. For more information, email bestbuddies@my.easternct.edu.
Are you a baseball fan looking to attend a Yankee Red Sox game this season? Well, you're in luck. Campus Activity Board has put together a trip to go to Yankee Stadium on April 12th to see the Yankees take on the Red Sox. Tickets will go on sale March 31st at 9 o'clock a.m. at the Student Center desk and are only $20. The event is open to Eastern students. You must have a student ID with you when purchasing a ticket and on the day of the trip. For additional information, visit Sports Coordinator Gabby Palladino in the CAB office located on the lower level of the Student Center. Go Sox!
Do you like the Hunger Games trilogy? Do you like giving back to your community? Do you like fun and games? Then the Warrior Games is the event for you. Campus Activity Board is hosting the first annual Warrior Games on March 29th on Webb Lawn, and the games will commence at 3 o'clock p.m. Each residence hall will put together a team of 8 to 14 students and will compete against the others for title of Eastern's victor. Prior to the games, each hall will be collecting canned food items and the clothing items for the shelters and food pantries in Willimantic and Windham area. All donations will be divided among establishments in need. The games for the event will include s'more stacking, sack races, camouflage painting, a photo scavenger hunt, a water balloon toss, and many more. The prizes include Mockingjay buttons for all participants, a pizza party for the